Guys, it's PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor, and I hope that you've had a great day. Now, this one is called Sometimes Doing It By Yourself is Useful. I always like to come to you with 3 points in the beginning. The first one being put your blinders on in a so-called emergency and set your boundaries. Sometimes you just gotta go through life like this, right? And it's conducive to staying on course. It's conducive to staying on the path. It's conducive to staying consistent in those things that you have to get done in order for your vision to become a possibility, for people to see what you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, some of the things in life that you're called to. We're not all called to do the same things, guys. We're not all called to support the same causes. We're not all called to speak the same truth. And so, in order to get the thing done, you have to realize that you will have to put on the blinders and set those boundaries for yourself. You have to remember to take the moments that you need to get done what is on course, on point, in the lane that you're walking or running or driving, right? Because if you get off, you're not going to be dissatisfied with anybody but yourself. Okay? So point number 2, refuse to allow nonsense to walk alongside you. Guys, you got to let go of the drama. You got to, let go of your inability to sit and soak in criticism, constructive criticism, not that stuff that just tears you down and make you feel like you can't get something done, but those things that really are lifting you up, making you better. Now, you have to be a discerner of what those things are, because if you don't, then everything just looks like people are being negative and naysayers, and it will throw you off course. It'll piss you off. It will not allow you to hear that constructive criticism when you are sitting in a place that it is actually being given. I know for me, I don't like criticism. I don't deal with it well. Now, I say that, but I also know to sit with a thing, to process it through. Let my mind work on it. Let me hear what was actually said. Let me run through the intentions of the moment. Let me see what their motivation was, because if it was not to tell me, hey, you might need to rethink a plan because you're just not qualified to do that. Excuse me, if that wasn't the case, if that wasn't the vein, if that wasn't even, let me backtrack. Even if that was part of it, but it was said in the vein of, hey, get some more education, learn a little bit more about what you're trying to do, how you need to get there. If that's the case, then those are the things I play through my mind as I'm walking through what was said to me and the intention behind the thing. Because we can't be so closed off and just hate so much of what people are advising that we just don't hear when it actually can be productive, and it can be to our benefit and to the next level that we're trying to get to. Because we always have to be open and we always have to be teachable, right? Ditch the self-destruction and get beside yourself. There's a lot that plays on in my head. A lot of, and I've said this before, why do I feel like I'm qualified? What do I think I have to say to somebody? What life experiences do I have that somebody can benefit from? So I have to ditch that destructiveness, because, that's me. That's in my head. Nobody's necessarily throwing darts at me. Nobody's necessarily telling me I can't do a thing. I'm already self-sabotaging. And so that self-sabotaging means that I'm not going to get out here and even try. And that's not what God's best is for me. Because I have to believe, because God opened this door and told me to step out here in faith, that He is going to make this thing blow up. He's going to make it prosperous. Because I am doing this for Him, right? I am literally stepping out into those places that are not always comfortable, not always my first go-to move in order to get done what He needs me to get done on this side of heaven for His people, right? So that brings me to my first scripture, which is Psalms 37, 5, and it reads, "Commit your way to the Lord. Trust also in Him, and He will do it." We have to literally put that plan at the foot of the cross. We have to ask God, okay, so this is what you've given me. What experiences, what lessons, what time frame, if that can be answered right now, Lord, what is your will for me in this situation? I'm putting it before you. Why? Because you gave it to me. So I'm giving it back to you, saying, okay, I see what you're asking me. I submit my will to yours. Now you make the thing happen, right? Your growth is gained in your steps that move you forward. Being consistent, taking the time to sit down and write, or taking the time to make a relationship, or taking the time to spend it with your family, to see what they need, to get a constructive plan as a whole, as you walk through some of the things that you want to tackle in life. Those things help you move forward. They give you a foundation. They give you a jumping off place, right? Every step, everything that you accomplish, even those things that you look at in your past that you didn't quite understand why you had to walk through that, why you experienced that, now you can kind of see what the big picture was, what the big plan was, because right here, right now, you didn't see back then, but God did, right? So He has helped you tackle different things. He has given you a wisdom that did not come easy. He has, you've had to deal with some losses, some challenges that you absolutely did not understand at the time. But you realize now that they have made you stronger, that they have given you a wisdom that you would not have gained trying to have somebody else talk you through it. Your experiences make you wise. It gives you the ability to speak. It makes you that expert in the room, right? There is nothing more powerful than saying, I figured it out. I don't know about you, but I love when that light bulb goes off in my head. I'm like, oh, that's it. I love that. Now there are certain things that I don't want to have to, pull and tug and figure out. But in those moments when I finally get it, I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. And it gives me encouragement to keep on pushing through the next thing. Because there's not going to be somebody that's going to just hand you answers. I would like to. I really would. I would like for somebody, and I say this jokingly, but no, not really. Nobody wants to always have somebody in there. No, you can't do this. You got to do that. And I ultimately don't like to be told what to do. But there are certain things in life that, if I didn't have to put too much brain power into them, I wouldn't. just gonna be honest. I just would rather have somebody else tell me. Then there are those things that challenge my thought process. They challenge me to be creative. They challenge me to think outside the box. And those are the things that really set me apart in trying to find out how to get to the next level, what it is I want to say, why I'm saying and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Because it puts me in a position to know that I had the opportunity to figure a thing out, and it wasn't just handed to me. So that gives me the encouragement to move on to the next thing, to say, hey, you know what? No, I got this. Your girl's going to figure it out. Now, I'm not saying we always got to reinvent the wheel on every single thing. That's not what I'm talking about. But even when the wheel has already been created, you still got to put some work into figuring things out, right? At times, there will be an example. At times, there will not be an example for where you're trying to go. You're just going to have to set the course. You're going to have to, write the steps out. You're going to have to do trial and error. You're going to have to, fail and succeed. You're going to have to, look crazy at points. But you know what? It's all about a vision and a dream and a goal. It's all about knowing that God has a purpose and a planned destiny for you. And He wants you to use your gifts and talents. Stay in your lane now. I'm telling you, stay in your lane. I'm not telling you to be jumping over here doing this, that, and the other. Now, some of us are multi-talented. Now, I'm focused in on speaking and writing. That's where your girl is. That's where I'm good. I'm not a singer. I'm not an actress, though I could, put on my actress hat if I had to, and if it's necessary, because, back in the day, your girl loved drama. But I'm just saying, I know what lane that I flow in, and I'm good there, and you should be good in the lane that you flow in. You just got to figure that out by trial and error, right? Dream out loud and put the work in along until your community comes. Put the work in, dream out loud until they come. And if you do that, they will come. People will sign, they'll co-sign, your dream, your vision, your goals, and where you're trying to get to. They'll see the work that you're doing. They'll appreciate you stepping out into places that maybe they don't have the courage to do that. And as you do that, they'll support you. They'll support your dream. They'll support your experiences. And they will be happy to tell somebody else, yes, she or he is that go-to person. Distrust what you're doing. Trust your instincts. Trust your wisdom. Trust your ability to self-motivate, right? And self-encourage to get yourself to the next level. Because everything is not going to play out the way you thought. Everything is not going to move and groove and shake out the way that, I just use myself as an example. P and Mathis wants it to. I mean, life doesn't play out that way. Because if that was the case, I would already have my wealth built. I would already be my own boss. I would already have that, dedicated husband and partner. All that would be in place, but it's not. But what I do know is that I have the ability. First and foremost, it starts up here. And it cultivates in the heart. Why? Because I keep the heart open. I continually have the conversation with God. Okay, show me what I'm supposed to learn in this experience. What am I supposed to leave behind? Why was this person, place, or situation put before me? And then God, give me the insight and the wisdom to walk through the thing productively, to ask the right questions, to lay aside those things that are no longer working productively, and not, bash myself or say, oh my God, you done failed again. Why do you keep doing the same thing? Now, we understand that there are things that you can continue to do that, is not what we call a great thought process, but it actually, they say that it's kind of insanity to keep doing the same thing, trying to get a different result. But in some instances, consistency is the key, right? Watching out for yourself is necessary until someone else has got your back. That just, and And that means, you know, we're not supposed to rely on man. We're supposed to definitely trust God and ask Him for His wisdom, ask Him for what it is that He would have us do in this moment. But God also has us in this, on this earth, with humans that make mistakes, that are not always truthful, but that will support us. Excuse me, that will become a part of that community of support, of love, of encouragement that will push us forward to keep moving until, you know, God comes to get us, because He wants us to show people love. He wants us to honor them with our peace, with our love, and with our joy, and with our kindness. He wants that for His people. We are all called to be His disciples. The gift that He has given you is how He wants you to bring people to Him. And so once you get, and then sometimes people are just not going to step out there on their own. They want to join a community. So be a community worth joining, right? Okay, so my second scripture is Psalms 55:22, and it reads, "Cast your burdens upon the Lord, and He will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken." God has got you. He's not going to allow you to be derailed or, you know, come unglued, all like that, because it's His name on the line. I mean, what? I don't even know what else is. It's really His name on the line. And so if I say I trust Him, I believe Him, I put my faith in Him, God, then you don't, I wouldn't believe that you would give me stuff that you're not going to make a possibility. That would be ultimately cruel, right? And I know that my God is a good God. He is not cruel. He is not selfish. And He wants the best for me. He wants to give me the desires of my heart. I just have to tell Him what those are. I mean, bam, He already knows, right? But He wants me to ask. He wants me to seek His face on those things, right? Do the credible work, so when the blinders fall, you are ready. It's all about integrity, guys. Be credible. You know, don't put yourself on a on a pedestal that you can't maintain. Don't, you know, sit out here and lie about your accomplishments and what you've done when those are a lie. You know, be real with people, because they can see through all of that. They want a real live version of what it looks like to mess up sometimes and get back up. They want to see the ability to, you know what, I fell down, I made a wrong decision, I trusted when I shouldn't have, or I didn't trust when I needed to, and so I missed out on that opportunity. People want to see real live versions of people's messiness. I'm not telling you to go out here and just spewing all your business in the street, but what I'm telling you is just be real. Let people know, you know what, I'm human, I messed up, I that's all I got to say about that, right? What what will you bring? What will bring you back to life if you fall off? What is going to give you that desire to get back up? You have to figure those things out early. You have to know your why. Why am I sitting in front of this camera? Why am I posting videos? Why am I trying to encourage somebody else to self-motivate and self-encourage? I have to figure all that out in the beginning. And that has to be my go-to when nobody knows my name, right? When nobody, you know, is watching the videos or signing on to my page. I have to know the why and know that God will open that door. When it's time for those blinders to come off, when it's time for me to step out there, I will have everything in place. Why? Because I've been consistent when consistency didn't look like it was working, right? Be kind to yourself, and you will need that kindness when you can't find it outside yourself. Don't tear yourself down. Literally, what good does that do? You will find enough haters out there. Don't be a self-hater. Don't know in your mind that you can actually do something, but tear yourself down before somebody else does because you feel like that would be easier. That's craziness. That's insanity, right? You've got to have that self-assuredness that, you know what, I'm going to figure this thing out. I don't care how long it takes me. If I have to die trying, I'm going to figure this baby out. Why? Because this is what God has given me to do until he comes. And how dare I not do what he has asked me to do? Come on now. Okay. You are not ungunned. Fight until you can't do it anymore. God has given you every tool that you need. He has given you every ability that is necessary to walk you along your journey. He has decided that you are the person he needs in this moment for this purpose, for this destiny, to get somebody else to the next level. You're it. And until you take your last breath, be that. Be it. Walk it out. Work it out. Talk yourself through it, right? Because confidence should always be a God confidence, because you figure out what he has planned for you. Okay, and so my final scripture is going to be Deuteronomy 31:6, and it reads, "Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or tremble at them, for the Lord your God is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you." God is your companion, and he walks with you. You can trust in his staying power. You can trust in his companionship. You can trust in his love, in his durability. You can trust that he is wisdom when you don't know how to be wise. You can trust that he loves you even when you don't love yourself. You can believe that he is your peace in the midst of the storm, right? Absolutely. Okay, so that brings me to my personal alert story. And I always like to give you a little bit of an oil to take with you. So today I'm talking about Citrus Fresh. And so what does Citrus Fresh do, right? So Citrus Fresh relieves stress, anxiety, and agitation. Now it has a combination of orange, grapefruit, mandarin, lemon, tangerine, and spearmint. This is a powerhouse, right? And because of this combo of oils, now this is what this blend does. It can detoxify, it helps lower blood pressure, it relieves aches and pains, and it's a generator of new sales. That's what Citrus Fresh does, right? So hey guys, this is PM Mathis, your global indie author distributor, and as always, 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 I want you to what? Be blessed. Okay guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.